Hello, I am Matteo Negri from University of Rome, Sapienza, and today we'll tell you about my research in the context of the FAIR project. I'm a physicist and I study neural networks. Why? The point is that in deep learning, we don't have a clear understanding of why these architectures are so successful. While in physics, we have much simpler and less powerful architectures that in turn are exactly solvable. So we try to explain a big thing with a smaller thing. And my smaller model in this case is a classic Hopfield model. And this is a very simple network of binary neurons which are connected by a coupling matrix J. And the idea is that you want fixed points of these dynamics because fixed points allow you to do denoising and memorization. We have a learning rule that guarantees that random uncorrelated data points are indeed fixed points of this rule. And the nice thing about this model is that you can define an energy function. An energy function interprets the dynamics as the minimization of indeed the energy. And it's very nice because it allows us to do the thermodynamics. And in particular, we want a phase transition of these p order parameters, which are called the magnetizations, as a function of control parameter p, which is the ratio between the number of memories over the number of neurons. And the magnetizations are simply the scalar product of the configuration of the neurons with one of the memories. So the Hopfield model was solved exactly in the 80s. So why am I talking about it now? Well, the fact is that recently there have been a few connections with very important aspects of modern machine learning, such as the attention mechanism and generative diffusion. And they rely on the fact that you can interpret the feed-forward update of such models as the gradient of some energy function. So the very small modification that we do to the classic Hopfield network is introducing random features examples. The idea is that these are just simply combinations of features with a dictionary size d and the binary coefficients, and some of them are 0. And so the idea is that each example is a combination of L features. And in this case, we have a new order parameter, which is the scalar product with the features instead of the examples. And we have new control parameters, which are the load of the model, the dictionary size, and the sparsity. So let's run a simulation. And we see that indeed we can store very few examples when the examples are very correlated. On the x-axis, we have the model load, and the y-axis, we have the magnetization. And we see the magnetization drops very quickly for very low loads. The surprising fact is that if you keep increasing the load, the training examples become stable again. And this seems unphysical until you realize that this is a different phase, because also examples that the network never saw before, called test memories, become fixed points of the network. And the goal of this project is to explain why this happens. And we will see that it happens because there's another phase transition where the features become fixed points of the network also. And in fact, we were able to compute the whole phase diagram, and we are interested in the zero temperature regime. And we saw that the model is completely analogous to the standard Hopfield network, where instead of memories, we have the features. And in fact, we have this blue region where you have single feature retrieval. But in complete analogy with Hopfield networks, we also have spurious states. And in particular, we have mixed spurious states. So we have this red region where you have mixtures of 3 features that become fixed points of attractors. And what are mixtures of features? Well, they look like examples from the training set, but also from the test set, meaning that here the network is building local attractors in correspondence of all the possible data points with the same features as the original ones. And in fact, we see that this transition line matches the simulation. So this dashed line is the theory for the mixtures of 3 features. So what happens is that the memory is memorizing training points, and at some point you memorize so many that the features become the ground states of the model, and then you can create mixtures of these features to store unseen examples. So just to wrap up, Hopfield networks can do many more things than we thought it was possible. In particular, they can store hidden features in the data, they can store previously unseen examples, and they can do this by exploiting mixed spurious states. And I would like to thank my funding for this opportunity, my coworkers for their work, and you for your attention. Thank you.